Hello! Welcome back to our English channel. We're so happy you're here. I'm Emma.
Hey everyone, it's awesome to see you all again. I'm Nico.
Nico, can I ask you something? When you first started learning English, did you ever need to ask someone for help, but you weren't sure how to say it politely?
Oh, all the time. I remember once I needed to ask my coworker for help with a report, and I said, "Can you help me?" But it felt too direct, like I was giving an order, not asking nicely.
That's so common, and that's exactly what we're talking about today. We're learning how to use could.
Last time we talked about would and how it creates space to be polite and imagine things. Today, could is similar, but it's about creating options and possibilities.
So today, we're going to show you how to use could naturally. By the end of this episode, you'll be able to 1. Understand when to use could instead of can. 2. Ask for things politely without sounding bossy. 3. Talk about possibilities and options like a native speaker.
You'll sound softer, more professional, and more confident.
Before we start, I want to ask you something. In the comments below, tell us one thing you could learn this year. Maybe a new language, a new skill, anything. Write I could and see how it feels.
Yeah, practice writing in English. And if you're enjoying our podcast, please like this video and subscribe. It really helps us.
All right, let's get started. So the most important thing to understand about could is the feeling. Just like would creates space, could creates options.
Options?
Yes, could means something is possible but not certain. It's softer than can. Let me show you. Listen to these two sentences. First, I can help you.
Okay, that sounds direct. Like you're able to help and you will.
Now, I could help you.
That sounds different. Like you're able to help, but maybe there's something else happening. It's less certain.
Exactly. Can is direct and functional. Could is softer and more polite. It gives the other person space to think about it.
So can is for things I'm sure about, and could is for possibilities.
Perfect. Let me give you another example. This can work.
That sounds confident, like you believe it will work.
This could work.
That sounds like you're thinking out loud, like you're not completely sure, but it's possible.
Exactly. Could is what we use when we're thinking about possibilities, not certainties.
So can is for facts and abilities. Could is for soft possibilities.
Perfect. Now, listeners, let me give you a quick practice. Imagine you're thinking about going to the gym after work. You're not sure yet. Would you say, I can go to the gym? Or, I could go to the gym?
Think about it.
The answer is, I could go to the gym. Because right now, it's just a possibility. You're thinking about it, but you haven't decided yet.
And if someone asks you, are you free tomorrow? And you're not sure, you'd say, I could be free, not I can be free.
Exactly. Could is for when you're still thinking, when you're weighing your options.
So just to recap this section, can is direct and certain. Could is softer and shows possibility. Could is what you use when you're thinking out loud or considering options.
Beautiful. All right, ready for the next part?
Let's do it.
Okay, so we've covered the basic feeling of could. Now here's where could becomes really useful every single day.
What do you mean?
You can use could to ask for things politely, and this is one of the most important skills in English.
Oh, I wish I knew this earlier. When I first moved here, I would say things like, can you help me? Or, can you open the window? And people would help me, but I could tell it sounded a little too direct.
Exactly. Can you isn't wrong, but it sounds like you're just checking if they're able to do it. It's functional, not warm.
So what should I say instead?
Say, could you help me? Or, could you open the window?
Oh, that sounds so much better. It sounds polite and respectful.
Exactly. By using could, you're giving the other person space to say yes or no. You're not demanding, you're asking softly.
So could you is just the polite version of can you?
Yes, let me give you more examples. Instead of, can you send me that file? Say, could you send me that file?
Instead of can you explain this, say could you explain this? I see the pattern. Just change can to could, and suddenly I sound professional and polite.
Exactly. Now, here's an even softer way to ask for something. You can say, I was wondering if you could help me.
Oh, that sounds really polite. What's happening there?
You're putting the request in the past with, I was wondering. And then you're using if you could, which makes it even softer. It's like you're thinking out loud, not demanding anything.
So, I was wondering if you could is the ultimate polite request.
Yes, and it works in so many situations. I was wondering if you could send me that report. I was wondering if you could join the meeting. I was wondering if you could check this for me.
That's so useful. What about when I want to borrow something? Like if I need to borrow someone's pen or their phone charger?
Great question. You say, could I borrow your pen? Or could I borrow your charger?
Not, can I borrow?
You can say, can I borrow? And it's fine. But could I borrow sounds a little more polite and careful, especially if you're asking someone you don't know well.
Okay, so could I for requests where I'm asking permission, and could you for requests where I'm asking someone to do something.
Perfect. That's exactly right. Now, listeners, let's practice. Imagine you're at work and you need your coworker to look at something. Would you say, can you check this? Or could you check this?
If you want to sound polite and professional, what would you say?
The answer is, could you check this? It's softer, warmer, and more respectful.
And if you want to be even more polite, you could say, I was wondering if you could check this.
Exactly. So to review this section, use could you for polite requests, use could I when asking for permission, and use I was wondering if you could when you want to sound extra polite and thoughtful.
This is so practical. I'm going to use this every day.
You should. It really makes such a difference in how people hear you. All right, now let's talk about another way to use could. And this one is really natural.
What is it?
You can use could to talk about possibilities, when you're not sure yet, when you're thinking out loud.
Oh, like when you're making plans but you haven't decided?
Exactly. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone asks you, what are you doing this weekend? And you haven't decided yet. You might say, I could visit my parents, or I could stay home and relax.
Oh, I see. You're showing both options are possible, but you haven't chosen yet.
Yes, could is perfect for that. It shows you're still thinking. Here are more examples. We could meet at the cafe. I could try that new restaurant. It could rain later.
Those all sound like you're considering the possibility, not making a firm decision.
Exactly. And this is how native speakers think out loud. They don't always sound certain. They say could to keep things open.
So if someone asks me, how should we solve this problem? I could say, we could ask for help, or we could try a different approach.
Perfect. You're showing possible solutions without being too pushy or certain.
This is really useful. So could is like the language of brainstorming.
Yes, exactly. When you're thinking together with someone and exploring ideas, could is the word you use.
Can you give me a few more examples so listeners can hear how natural this sounds?
Sure. This could be a good idea. You could ask your teacher for help. We could leave early to avoid traffic. It could be cheaper online.
I love how flexible this is. It works for plans, ideas, advice, everything.
Exactly. And it always sounds thoughtful, never bossy.
Now, listeners, try this. Think about something you're not sure about. Maybe where to go for dinner, or what to study next, or what movie to watch. Use I could or we could to talk about your options.
For example, I could watch that new movie tonight. Or, We could order pizza instead of cooking.
See how natural that feels? You're not making a promise, you're just thinking out loud.
That's the magic of could for possibilities. It keeps your English soft and natural.
So to recap, use could when you're talking about possibilities, considering options, or thinking out loud. It makes you sound thoughtful and flexible, not rigid or bossy.
Perfect. All right, now let's talk about mistakes. Okay, now let's talk about some common mistakes English learners make with could. And don't worry if you've made these mistakes. We all have.
Yeah, I've definitely made all of these.
Me too, when I was learning other languages. So just notice them and practice the correct way.
What's the first mistake?
Mistake number 1, saying, "Can you do a favor to me?" instead of, "Could you do me a favor?"
Oh, I used to say this wrong all the time.
Yeah, it's a common mistake. The correct phrase is, "Could you do me a favor?" It's a set phrase. You don't say, "Do a favor to me." You say, "Do me a favor."
Incorrect. Can you do a favor to me? Correct. Could you do me a favor?
Exactly. And remember, using could makes it even more polite than can.
What's mistake number 2?
Mistake number 2, using could when you're certain about something. If you're certain, use can, not could.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. If someone asks, "Are you free tomorrow?" and you checked your calendar and you know you're free, say, "Yes, I can meet tomorrow." Don't say, "I could meet tomorrow," because that sounds uncertain.
Oh, I see. Could makes it sound like maybe you're free, but you're not sure.
Exactly. Incorrect. I could meet tomorrow when you're certain. Correct. I can meet tomorrow.
But if you're not sure yet, then could is perfect.
Right. If you haven't decided, "I could meet tomorrow" is fine.
What's mistake number 3?
Mistake number 3, forgetting to say please or thank you with polite requests. Even if you use could, you should still add please.
So instead of just, could you help me? I should say, could you help me please?
Exactly. It makes it even warmer and more polite. Incorrect. Could you send that file? Correct. Could you send that file, please?
And I should always say thank you after someone helps me.
Yes, politeness isn't just about the words. It's also about showing appreciation.
What's the 4th mistake?
Mistake number 4, mixing up could I and could you.
What do you mean?
Could I is for when you want to do something and you're asking permission. Could you is for when you want someone else to do something.
So if I want to borrow a pen, I say, could I borrow your pen? Not, could you borrow your pen?
Exactly. Incorrect. Could you borrow your pen? Correct. Could I borrow your pen?
And if I want someone to lend me their pen, I could say, could you lend me your pen?
Yes, but most people just say, "Could I borrow your pen?" It's simpler.
Got it. So could I is about me doing something, and could you is about the other person doing something.
Perfect. Now let's do a quick practice. I'll give you some sentences, and you tell me if they're right or wrong.
Okay, I'm ready.
Sentence 1. Could you do a favor to me?
That's wrong. It should be, could you do me a favor?
Correct. Sentence 2. I was wondering if you could help me with this.
That's perfect. Very polite.
Sentence 3. I could meet you tomorrow. And let's say you're totally sure you're free.
That's wrong. If you're certain, you should say, I can meet you tomorrow.
Correct. Sentence 4. Could I borrow your phone charger, please?
That's perfect. Polite and correct.
Great! How did everyone do? If you got 3 or 4 right, you're doing really well.
And if you got 1 or 2 wrong, that's okay. Just listen again and notice the patterns.
The important thing is you're learning. You're doing great. Keep practicing. All right, it's time for some interactive practice. We're going to give you some situations and you choose the best sentence. Ready?
Let's do this.
Situation 1. You want to ask your coworker to check your email before you send it. Which sounds more polite? A. Can you check this email? B. Could you check this email, please?
Think about it. The answer is B. Could you check this email, please? It's softer and more professional.
Exactly. Adding could and please makes it warm and respectful.
Situation 2. You're thinking about studying abroad next year, but you haven't decided yet. Which is correct? A. I can study abroad next year. B. I could study abroad next year.
The answer is B. I could study abroad next year because it's still a possibility, not a decision.
Right. Can would sound too certain.
Situation 3. You want to borrow your friend's laptop. Which is correct? A. Could you borrow your laptop? B. Could I borrow your laptop?
The answer is B. Could I borrow your laptop? Because you're the one doing the borrowing.
Perfect. Could I is for asking permission to do something yourself.
Situation 4. You're at a restaurant and the music is too loud. You want the server to turn it down. Which is more polite? A. Can you turn down the music? B. I was wondering if you could turn down the music.
The answer is B. I was wondering if you could turn down the music. It's the softest, most polite way to make a request.
It shows you're being thoughtful and not demanding.
Situation 5. Your friend asks what you're doing this weekend. You have some ideas but haven't decided. Which sounds natural? A. I will go to the park or visit my sister. B. I could go to the park or visit my sister.
The answer is B. I could go to the park or visit my sister. Because you're still thinking about your options.
Exactly. Could is perfect for talking about possibilities.
Situation 6. You want to ask your manager for help with a project. Which is best? A. Could you help me with this project? B. Can you do a favor to me with this project?
The answer is A. Could you help me with this project? It's clear, polite, and correct.
And remember, we don't say, do a favor to me. We say, do me a favor.
Okay, how many did you get right? If you got all 6, you're a superstar.
If you got 4 or 5, that's excellent. And if you got fewer, just listen again and notice the patterns.
Now, here's a challenge. Can you create your own sentence using could in a way we taught today? Say it out loud right now. Maybe, I could practice English every day. Or, could you recommend a good book?
Don't be shy. Speaking out loud is how you get better.
And remember, you don't need to be perfect. Just practice a little bit every day. Wow, we covered so much today.
I know. Let's do a quick recap so everything sticks.
First, we learned that could creates options and possibilities. It's softer than can. Can is direct and certain. Could is thoughtful and flexible.
Second, we learned how to use could for polite requests. Use could you when asking someone to do something. Use could I when asking for permission. And use I was wondering if you could for extra politeness.
Third, we learned how to use could for possibilities and thinking out loud. When you're considering options or not sure yet, could is the perfect word.
And finally, we talked about common mistakes. Don't say, do a favor to me. Don't use could when you're certain. Always add please for warmth. And don't mix up could I and could you.
Could is one of the most useful words in English. It makes you sound polite, thoughtful, and professional.
Now it's your turn. I want you to think about this question. What's one thing you could do this week to improve your English?
Could you watch English videos? Could you practice speaking out loud? Could you write in English every day? Think about it and write your answer in the comments. Use I could so you can practice.
We love reading your comments. It helps you practice, and it helps us know what you want to learn next.
And if you enjoyed this episode, please give us a like. It really helps us keep making content for you.
Share this podcast with your friends who are learning English, and make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an episode.
Next time, we're talking about should, when opinions and advice enter the picture. You won't want to miss it.
Remember, learning English doesn't have to be stressful. Just practice a little bit every day. Be patient with yourself.
And don't be afraid to use could. It's a gentle, powerful word.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today.
We'll see you next time. Keep practicing, keep learning, and stay confident. Lots of love, lots of hugs, and a little virtual kiss.
Looking forward to our next time together. High five. Bye, everyone.
Take care. Bye.